I call the Sagrantino aroma the dark aroma because it is not so fancy like a fruity Merlot or something like that. You can smell the underwood, smell wet ground, humus, truffle, mushrooms. So
Ooh,
it's
I do. I find the
hearty.
truffle
Yeah,
now. Yeah. Oh, I wish I was eating some truffles right now with this. That
yeah.
would be amazing. Let's see, please.
It's
Let's
a
see what
good
it tastes like.
pairing with the
Yeah.
Sagrantino.
Mm.
Could be wild boar with truffle. Excellent with Sagrantino.
Life is good, right?
Yeah.
Salute.
Cheers.
Welcome to Modo di Bere, the podcast for local drinks and local sayings. I'm your host, Rose Thomas Bannister. And today I'm very excited to be talking with Roberto di Filippo. Roberto has been practicing organic viticulture for over 30 years. He and his wife Elena run the Plani Arche winery in the central Italian region of Umbria. But not just Roberto and Elena work on their farm. In the field, they are also joined by a team of horses. In 2010, along with their partner Roberto Pieroni, they started a winery in the Danube Delta region of Romania. Roberto, welcome. We have so much to talk about.
Thank you so much, Rose. I'm proud to be here.
Real quick, before we start the interview, if you're a fan of the Modo di Bere podcast, please take a moment now, go to Apple Podcasts and leave the show a 5-star rating and write a review. It really helps with visibility for the show, and I really appreciate it. We'll be here when you get back. I like to start the interview by asking my guests about a local drink and a local saying. I'm excited to talk to you about the grapes that are local to both Umbria and Romania, but let's start with a saying, Modo di Dire. I bet you know some about horses.
Something about horses? Oh, it is my passion. I started to work with them 13 years ago in Romania. And I was not so interested with the horses before than the period. Simply in Romania, we started to till the old vineyard, the Ceausescu age vineyard, with the horses, and I've seen the horses with the plow on the back. So, as winemaker and farmer, I said, "Oh, that's interesting." And so I started to study the horse management, the working horse, and I was in touch with French vignerons, with the Amish people here in Pennsylvania, in Ohio, and so I started also to produce some prototype to work with the horses. And after years and years, and also with some bad accident, I've broken twice my legs working
Oh
with the
my.
horses. And it can happen when you are working with a one-ton horse. It could happen. But anyway, I started to to produce some prototype, and now it's we are in Italy. We probably are the leader working with the horses, and we are so efficient that it is cheaper to work with the horses instead of the tractors. So it's we also have calculated this with the university in Perugia, university in Siena. It's very interesting. We have a lot of benefits because it's more environmental friendly, and also we consume less oil, and the energy is renewable. Is more well accepted with the horses because they just consume hay. That's it. And then it's charming. It's also a good promotion for the winery. The people likes to see that, and the horses are also multifunctional. We do not only work with the horses, we also arrange some carriage tour in the winery. And so Michelle and the Regal team has been a winery, and we had a nice tour around the vineyards.
Oh, I also find the horses very charming. I want to know everything about them. How many do you have? What are the names of some of your favorite
Oh,
horses?
I have 3 horses in Italy, It's a Diamante, Bebe. They are about 10 years old, and one younger. It's a Pioggia. Okay, I started to train them 7, 8 years ago. So I was a beginner. Also, the horse was a beginner, and during the training, uh, I was one horse, Bebe, which is my favorite, escaped with one huge trunk on the back, and I've broken my leg
Oh my
twice.
goodness.
Yeah, yes, but it is difficult to recover this habit. In Italy, we lost the habit to work with the animals, with the horses. In France, they are a bit more used than us in Italy. And here in United States, you have the amazing and also freaky Amish people. You have to consider them an heritage for you because they are keeping this habit to work with the horses. And anyway, to recover this habit, you have to be stubborn. Otherwise, if you have the first problem and you give up immediately, you don't have any result. And after 7 years, we were able to till 40 acres with the 4 horses. Now I have a small winery. We can manage in Italy 10 acres with the horses, and okay, it is nice. We love it, and it's very relaxing to dress the horses. It's a kind of right to dress the horses and go to work in the vineyard. It's a slow rhythm. You cannot compare with the tractors because with the tractor, for instance, you can manage two or three, pardon, yes, 2 or 4 hectares per day, and with the horses you can manage the half. But the quality of the work is much better, and it's a really pleasure to work with them.
How did you get in touch with the Amish people to talk to them about their traditions?
Simply turning around in Ohio, in Pennsylvania. Then I remember I stopped in a touristical place with the Amish people close to Berlin in Ohio, and I started to chat with the guy. And I said, "Oh, I'm an Italian farmer. I work with the horses, and we had a good mood together, and we worked. We started to talk about horses and harness, and it was not so difficult. I wasn't in touch with them for a long time. I had a few days to stay in Ohio and Pennsylvania, so I hadn't days and days of touch. But I was lucky because I was able to drive the Amish horses. They are really well trained, probably the best one, and you can see that they are in touch with the animals and horses daily. It's completely different from our habit.
You really seem to have cared a lot about preserving and recovering lost traditions to the point of even putting your body on the line.
Yeah.
Let's talk about tradition. When I open up the Plani Arche website, I see beautiful pictures of you and Elena standing in a hole in the ground with the clay amphorae, plowing these fields with the horses, crushing the grapes by foot. What is gained by using these methods in place of modern technology?
Oh, it's I think wine. It is not just business or beverage. It means also tradition, stories. You know, I've seen the wine business changing a lot. I've 37 years of experience in my business. In the beginning, wine was just food, beverage, daily wine. Nowadays, more hedonistical. So you and the customers, you are looking for a lot of things around the bottles. It means the story, the grape, the terroir, and so we want to recover the ancient technology. We have a winery in Romania. We will talk later. Anyway, because we are in a close to the Balkanic and Caucasic area, we started to study also the Georgian wine. The amphora underground is a Georgian old ancient technology. It is a 6,000 years old technology. So they make this macerated and orange wine kept underground for 6 months. So we do this in this way. And I made a lot of experience, right, wrong, making the orange wines. At the end, I started to study on the website the Georgian protocols on winemaking. And this is why we have this small production of wine made in a Georgian style.
That is so interesting. I think those wines are remarkable. How did you choose the name Planiarche?
Planiarche is a Latin name. It means Valley of the Rock, of the Castle. And this is the place where St. Francis made the historical priest to the beard. And about it, we have two versions. One is the official, where the guy, the Saint Francis, made this famous praise. So thank you God for the nice sky, nice birds, and blah blah. And birds stand silently on the tree listening St. Francis. Then there is also an apocryphal story about him, and saying that St. Francis turned around the towns looking for food and money for the poor peoples. And at the end of the tour, he got nothing. So he was really angry, and going with toward the birds, he said, "Because the human beings are stupid, I prefer to talk with you because you are listening me." So probably the both stories are true, but because we like to think alternative, we use this name, and also because the Planiarche, the place where the priests of the birds were done, and
The praise of the birds?
the praise, yeah, the praise to the birds. How do
I
you
see.
say?
Yeah.
As done, and so it's we have also vineyard close to this place. This is also another reason because we have this name.
What an amazing history. I study local sayings, deity, modo di dire,
Yeah.
and I wonder if you have one to share about horses.
Oh, matto come un cavallo.
What is it?
Crazy like an horse. Matto come un cavallo.
Matto?
You are crazy like an horse. Tu sei matto come un cavallo. Because, especially you have a bloody stallone, they jumps, they race, and this is a modo di dire about the horses.
So is this you would say to someone who was being really, really rowdy and running around a lot? Yeah. Nice. I love it. How many languages do you speak? Do you also speak Romanian?
Yes, not very good, but I speak Romanian.
Nice.
I was lazy to learn Romanian in 12 years.
Roberto, can you tell us a little bit about the wine grapes that are local to Umbria?
In Umbria, there are the most famous at this moment we have three grapes. One red grape, which is the Sagrantino from Montefalco. The name comes from Sacramento, probably because it was discovered by the monks in Umbria. And then we have the Grechetto, which is a white grape, a bit tannic, golden color. And then we have the Trebbiano Spoletino, which is another white grape.
And it's totally different from the other Trebbiano, right?
Yeah. It's very famous, the Trebbiano from Tuscany, from Abruzzo. It is not a clone of this Trebbiano. It's completely different. It's much more complex and fruity.
We have some Sagrantino here, right? Shall we taste that together?
Yes, why not? With pleasure.
Grazie.
You're welcome.
Thank you. What is the vintage of this wine?
This is 2018.
2018.
It has a dark color.
Really pretty nose.
And the color is typical from Sagrantino. So you have the ruby red with a mix with a tint of brown. Because the wine is very tannic.
The nose is really pretty. It's pretty. It's fairly subtle. This wonderful freshness to it, like just and something a little bit like mushroom.
Yeah, really. I called Sagrantino aroma the dark aroma because it is not so fancy like a fruity Merlot or something like that. You can smell the underwood, smell wet ground, humus, truffle, mushrooms. So
Ooh,
it's
I do. I find the
hearty.
truffle
Yeah,
now. Yeah. Oh, I wish I was eating some truffles right now with this. That
yeah.
would be amazing. Let's see, please.
It's
Let's
a
see what
good
it tastes like.
pairing with the
Yeah.
Sagrantino.
Mm.
Could be wild boar with truffle. Excellent with Sagrantino.
Life is good, right?
Yeah.
Salute.
Cheers.
Pretty dark palate too.
Yes. Sagrantino is probably the most tannic wine into the world. It is very important to have quality tannins, otherwise it's undrinkable. And on my experience, if you want a good grape and good tannins, you have to be you have to work very well into the vineyard. So it's a natural farming. It's very important. If you pump the production with the chemical fertilizer, systemical treatments, you have bitter and harsh tannins. So I like to say that to make a good Sagrantino, you have to be first at all a good farmer and then a good winemaker. So it's much more important what you are doing into the field, into the vineyard, instead of the winery.
Yeah, the tannins are definitely really present here. And they kind of linger. I can sort of feel them still um in a battle with
Yeah.
my mouth a few minutes longer, but they're very fine tannins. They're very well integrated with the wine, and I can feel the force of them, but it's not like they're trying to rip my tongue apart the way that I'm more unbridled, to use a horse term, uh, tannin can be. No, guys, if you're interested in tannic wines, definitely try a Sagrantino. It's a really cool, delicious wine. I'm looking at the bottle now too, and there's this beautiful drawing of one of the horses.
Mhm.
So this, besides wild boar, I feel like do you think this is kind of the ultimate steak pairing?
Also brassate, overcooked meat. You know brassate, brassato.
Brassato, no.
Yeah, brassato is when you cook the meat for a long
Oh,
time.
braised meat.
Braised,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe with wine, spicy with pepper, and truffle, So it pairs very well with the Sagrantino. You have a kind of sweetness in the meat, which pairs very well with the tannin.
Mm. I find some darker fruit, but I also find this note of like an espresso
Mm.
almost in the
Toast, yeah.
yeah. Mm. Oh, I would love for you, Roberto, to educate us a bit about vine training. Can you explain the different training methods you use and why you choose them?
The
The
different.
trellis, the guyot, and the
Oh, the training of the vineyard.
how do you say
Oh,
that in Italian? The vine training.
um, forme di potatura, the shape of the plants. Okay. Anyway, we are using mainly cordon and gouliot. They are very popular, but it's very important to divide long pruning. It means gouliot. It could be silvo, and short pruning. Normally is cordon, but also alberello, little tree. Because when you have a short pruning, you have only 2, 3 buds, and the maturation is similar from the first and the second and the third. So you have almost the same sugar and the same acidity. When you are using a long pruning, you could have 7, 8, 9, 10 buds, and you have a different quality of grapes from the first buds to the last. The first has high sugar and low acidity. The last one has less sugar and more acidity. So when you harvest all together, you have a more freshness and fruitiness, and this is very useful on the white wine. The Grechetto, for instance, we only use the Grechetto and the Trebbiano Spoletino, we only use the Gouliot, even because another difference is the productivity. The red grapes, they produce also on the first buds, so you can have a short pruning. The white wines, they produce on the last buds, so you need a long pruning. Anyway, the plant likes the vineyard, the vine likes the long pruning because it's a kind of plants. In Italian we call them liana. I don't know how do you call it in English. So it's a long plants and they like to escape. Now we are used to put the plants in only 3 feet, so it's really too short for a vine, but it's okay. You try to adapt the plants to your needs of farming.
Thank you so much for explaining that to us. I would love to ask you a little bit more about La Zapata, the winery in Romania. How is the terroir different in the Danube Delta than where
Oh,
you farm in Umbria?
let's say in Umbria we have a Mediterranean climate. The soil is clay calcareous, and so we have wine complex, spicy, powerful. In Romania, it's completely different because the soil is a sandy, limey, and we have also rocks underground because we are on the Machin Mountains, which are the oldest mountains in Europe. And the climate is continental, so anyway, it's cold in winter time, it's dry in summertime, and the wines are less powerful but much more elegant. And when you test my Italian and Romanian wines, you feel a big difference. I like it because it means that I respected the terroir. Because sometimes the winemaker, the trend is to make the same wine in all around the world. So maybe you test the wine coming from I don't know, France and Sicily, made from the same winemaker, and they are similar. I think it is wrong. We have to respect the terroir. We have to extract a personality from the terroir.
In Romania, what has your experience been like coming in as an outside investor who's not from the area?
Oh, let's say there are many investors, not so much, not like in Italy, planting vineyard from Romania and from abroad. We try to have an ethical, solid investment. For instance, when we planted the vineyard, we decide to work with the local people and to use the local material stuffs. And our colleagues from Italy, France, Spain, they planted a lot of vineyard using the European funds. And they bought the poles from France, for instance, the plants from Italy. They hired the Italian or Spanish company to plant the vineyard mechanically. What we did was to use the poles, for instance, from Transylvania, Romania, the plants from Romania, and then we hired 20 people from the village, and we planted together side by side 20 hectares of vineyards. So 90% of the European funds remained in the territory. So we started also to have a connection with the local people, with the mayor, and year per year we became the point of meeting for the territory, for the county. I think it is good because it's an ethical way to develop an area.
That's so interesting. Tell me a little bit about the wine culture in Romania generally.
In the recent years, they had no a big culture of wine. They have a tradition of production. Many years ago, they were the fifth country producing wine. So it means after Italy, Spain, France, maybe Germany, then could be Romania. And they sold mainly the wine in the eastern country, Russian, but also Cuba, Japan, and they had a long tradition of wine even during the Roman Empire, and they also have a tradition of drinkers. At the time during the Roman Empire, they made a law saying that they have to destroy vineyards and wineries. It was the first century after Christ. So it means that already the Romanian people had the habit to drink too much wine.
Oh, so it was it was a temperance movement.
Yeah.
Those
Anyway, they
never end
have
well.
vineyards, they have wine. And now they are trying to produce a quality wine. The investors have made nice wineries. We are just missing in Romania small vine growers and artisan vine growers like we are. And especially they are missing mainly the personality into the wine. They planted a lot of international grapes like Cab or Merlot or Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, and they didn't work with the local grapes like Feteasca Regala, Feteasca Alba, Babesca, Feteasca Negra, Grassa di Cottonari. There are many of local grapes.
Tell me some more about those grapes. Those sound really interesting.
Oh yeah, it's the most important white is probably the Feteasca Regala, which is a cross between two grapes, and they did this cross maybe 100 years ago. One is the Feteasca Alba, the other one is Grassa di Cottonari, which is a kind of muscat. Then other interesting grapes are the Babesca. We produce the Babesca, which is a red grapes with a big berry like Ciliegolo, like Ganem Gamay. And then the Feteasca Negra. Then they have imported a grape from France, the Aligoté. You know, Aligoté is a Burgundy grape. It's a secondary grape in Burgundy. It's not so important. The quality is soft and not really good. Very acid with a citrus aroma. In Romania, we are 1,000 kilometers southern than Burgundy, so we have a better, probably, terroir for the Aligoté, and we produce an excellent one, very fruity, jammy. You can pair very well with the seafood. And in Romania, in my area, we are in the Dobrogea on the Danube Delta. They make an excellent seafood from the Danube.
Let's try this aligoté.
Prego.
How do you say thank you in Romanian?
Mulțumesc.
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 Can I see the bottle?
Da.
Da.
Yes, it's the language in Romania. It's 80% Latin and about 20% Slavic, Russian.
Interesting. I see this beautiful picture of a heron on the front. It's really nice. Okay, so let's taste this aligoté. I am very big on the local grapes. I think that's really cool. I love it when people preserve and protect the local grapes and keep them from going extinct. I think the biodiversity is so interesting, the diversity of wines that can be made from these grapes, and that's part of the reason why I'm so obsessed with Italian wine. But I try not to be dogmatic in my life and to understand that, you know, things move around, grapes move around, people move around. At some point, somebody had to make a new tradition just to take the wine grapes out of the forest and start to cultivate them. So, but this is, when we're speaking about international grapes, a lot of times that term is used to indicate French grapes that were very popular and then got planted all around the world. Yeah, I guess aligoté isn't one of those big popular grapes. As you said, it's a very secondary grape in Burgundy, but it is interesting to me when a grape is taken to a new place and there is something discovered about the terroir that it's really kind of found its home. So I'm really interested to try this aligoté in short after what you told me. Let's see. I think I might have still a little Sagrantino in my glass, but it's got an
Yes, it's
interesting.
pink now.
It is, yeah. What am I finding on the nose? There's a beautiful.
You have apple. You have this kind of fruit, ripe fruit.
It's a very pungent nose. Oh, okay. I'm got a little bit in my mouth now. That's delicious. I see what you mean. Aligoté can be like very, very acidic, but there is and I still find that beautiful freshness, but there is so much more ripe fruit.
Also yellow fruit like peach,
Yes.
apricot.
Maybe even some star fruit, like a little bit more tropical fruit.
Yes,
almost.
also.
Yeah. It's got a great texture to it too.
And indeed, thanks to the soil, also the rocky underground, yeah, for sure it's very important our kind of winemaking. We harvest everything by hand and in cases, and we press the whole grapes, and so we take care a lot about the quality of the grapes, and also we are very very delicate on the winemaking, and consider that we use only wild yeast with this wine, so it is not a technical wine, and it is so clean, and the aroma is unfaulty. Just to say that you can produce a natural wine unfiltered, also in a correct way.
It's very beautiful. There's almost a note of kind of like some tea, like on the finish, like a black tea, or it's got a really pretty finish. I get some notes of like cherries, or even it makes me think of cherry blossoms. It's very, very pretty. There's some beautiful lightly floral notes to it. It's really complex. Bravo.
Thank you.
I had no idea when my friend Michelle mentioned that you were in town that I was going to be drinking an aligoté from Romania. Thank you so much for bringing this to me.
We are proud, also because it was an hard effort to start making wine in Romania. When we started, we didn't start with a technological place. We built the winery. We had not electricity in the beginning, just a noisy generator, no water. We just had a tank, and so we washed the things in a bucket. And anyway, we were able to get some price in this condition. What does it mean? That it means that it is important not only the technology, but also the technique. The difference is the technique is your skill, your education, your knowledge, your experience. Technology is very useful because it makes your life easier sometimes, not every time. So we want to put the human beings in the center of the winery. And it is against the mainstreaming because, all the modern management try to take away the people, the human beings, out of the production. So we think we have to make one step back and we have to recover ourselves.
Having that experience of being forced to work without much technology, besides the horses, what did you learn from winemaking in that way in Romania that you brought back to your production, to your winery in Italy?
Oh, making wine is very complex, so you learn from anything. The experience was probably the first thing. Okay, I learned to use sources and I bring this knowledge in Italy. About wine, it was important to learn how to work in a delicate way with the grapes to have an high quality grape, an high quality wine. So harvesting almost everything by hand, to value the people working into the vineyard. And so step by step we went ahead to observe the herbs in Romania, to observe the soil. It was a continual. It was to grow up continuously in Italy and Romania. During these 12 years, I doubled my experience. I made 2 harvests in 1 year in 2 completely different places, and so any experience increase your skills, your knowledge, your experience on making wine. And not only you learn also, it was very nice also to know all the ethnical groups, and not all but a lot of the ethnical groups in the Dobruja, in the region where we are in Romania. It's really a multi-ethnical place. We have 28 ethnical groups over there, and so it's a kind of melting pot of people. And so I met Russian people, Ukrainian, Lipovian, Macedon, Gypsy, Romanian, Bulgarian, Italian, Greece. So it's crazy, and any of those has a different personality. It seems crazy, but from all of those ethnic group, I add something on my knowledge, on my experience, and one of the most important are the Georgian. Don't forget it. In this place, I started to study the Georgian technology, the Georgian protocol. So how to make the orange wine, how to make a long maturation, why you have to make a long maturation, 3, 4, 6 months long until the springtime. And so it's, I think I have a wider point of view after this experience. So I have to say thank you, Romania, thank you, Italy, because when I'm over there, I can watch my Italian winery from a distance point of view, and this is very important.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's definitely what I'm, the kind of knowledge exchange that makes me very happy. I'm so happy that you told us about it. Roberto, thank you so much for coming and speaking with me today and sharing your beautiful wine with us. Could you please spell out the names of your websites for us so that our listeners can connect with you? And I'll also put this information in the notes for the episode.
For the Italian website, it's www.planiarche.it. And the Romanian one is www.lasapata.com.
.com for the Romanian website, .it for the Italian.
So you can see this crazy and freaky Italian guys making wine in a lost place in Romania. I remember when we started to build a winery in the village, in the middle of nowhere, because it was not in the village but in a countryside. They said, oh, they have to be crazy. And now, after 12 years, they are looking a lot of people coming in the winery and with a lot of life around us. So sometimes you need to have a vision. You have to be a visionary, and simply you have to have a dream.
Crazy like a horse, right? What was that?
Absolutely.
What was that saying again?
Matto come un cavallo.
Matto?
Come un cavallo.
Matto come un cavallo.
Okay.
Grazie, Roberto.
Grazie a te.
Thank you, Roberto. Thank you to all of our listeners. And wherever you go and whenever you drink, always remember to enjoy your life and never stop learning.
Okay. Thank you, Rose.
Oh, thank you. Follow Modo di Bere on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok for even more unique and encouraging drinks and language content. If you'd love for the show to continue and grow, support Modo di Bere on Patreon and unlock bonus episodes. Find out more at mododibere.com, where you can also read the blog. Music for the podcast was composed by Ercilia Prosperi and performed by the band Oh. You can purchase their recordings at oumusic.bandcamp.com.